person.
And yet, Buzz, it almost destroyed you.
Right. But I think I'm a better man for having experienced it.
Even though we now have the theoretical knowledge to make a trip to the moon, it will be many years yet before our plans can fully materialize.
I'd like to discuss with you a few of the more symbolic aspects of the flight of our mission Apollo 11.
Well, my travel reimbursement was $33.
I took an oath when I was the age of 17.
RM1, Station 1. We are now seeing the Earth disappear behind the moon's rim. This will be our last radio message until you see us on the other side.
Roger, RM1. Good luck.
Show from the moon tonight by deploying their country's flag.
Worked out quite well as we would have expected. One could also jump in more of a kangaroo fashion, 2 feet at a time.
And jump and do that again. So it's sort of a boop, 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 boop.
Perhaps we may never know exactly how they felt as they leaped about on the desolate magnificence of the lunar landscape. But remember what we can do if we can just imagine.
By your imagination.
Boing, boing. The celebrity of reaching the moon with human beings before the Soviet Union did.
I'm Apollo 11 astronaut Buzz Aldrin, and I'll be your personal guide along the red carpet.
The moon landing was not faked.
Marching band. This is Frank Reynolds at ABC Space Headquarters.
Science!
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving...
Going to have the Space Force.
Moon scoops. Moon scoops. And you can look and see the horizon curving away because it's so clear. And you know, I shouldn't use that word. Most people talk about a flat Earth society.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Well, you get in certain places where it's flat, and you can convince yourself that it's flat, but not on the moon. You can just see it kind of curving away, and you can imagine that you're on a ball.
You can look out in front of you and see the horizon moving away at a close distance. You wouldn't find very many flat moon society people because you can see it curving away from you.
The general color of the terrain looking down sun was a very light tannish color. This blended as we looked more across sun to a more sharper, well-defined features and more of a gray color.
Everything is gray on the moon.
And I'm picking up several pieces of really vesicular rock out here now.
Now, we went to the moon and we came back. What do we have to show for it? We have a lot of rocks. That's going to be a big, big smash.
How big?
Big.
Bigger than big.
Well, we're going to be thinking of all the great things that came from the space program back in those rocks.
As I'm sure you might have read in the newspapers recently, a moon rock that was on display in a Dutch museum, which you, Neil, and Mike had given to the then ambassador to the Netherlands at the time, it turned out to be a piece of petrified wood. I was wondering, at the time, when you were in possession of this, were you aware that this was petrified wood, or were you also led to believe that it was a genuine moon rock?
Petrified wood. Well, that doesn't sound like it came from the moon.
Because it's American Jews on the moon, so far.
Now,
Who did that? We have no idea. But I'm sure the United States would not present to world leaders a piece of petrified wood claiming that it was a sample from the moon.
Hey, who put that there? Who put that there? Well, the universe put it there.
And what do we have to show for it? Rocks and other science information.
That's just for geeks. If you're going to get money out of somebody, they're not going to give money to geeks. But STEAM, put the arts in there, and now you got a good education policy. But you never, it's hard to change people as much as some people say. Yes, that's all right. There are other more, no, they're not more important things.
So Buzz, could you show us where you guys touched down here on the surface of the moon?
There.
It was just a many-faceted moon. It was a stranger to me before the mission, but I now look back at it as somewhat of a friend.
Why hasn't anyone been back to the moon?
That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen...
And the second man on the moon,
And some people may not like it, but I'd like to be Mars guy #1.
Now!
Science! Quite frankly, forget the moon. What's the purpose of Mars 1? Well, it's a reality show, I guess.
Get your ass to Mars!
Does it look like something you would never afford to do? I mean, it'd scare you just to look at the complexity.
Yeah.
Aloha.
I think we need to tone the beat down just a little bit because we're going to lose the message. It's too hard.
The realization of an intellect that looks at something and then realizes...
Can't sing a... hey, wait a minute. I got a new tune.
Just remember one thing.
It takes two to tango, you know.
I love it. That's what I like to do. Well, I've been on stage for 40 years now.
Something I thought only happened to other people was happening to me. I had become part of that 1 in 10 Americans who was mentally ill.
Don't know the reference.
No, fear and...
fear and panic.
Fear and danger, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
The only thing to fear is fear itself.
The universe of you? No, the world or the...
What's bigger?
I don't know.
The multiverse.
The back room.
Yes, the back room.
Yeah. Roger that. Now.
Have no step off the limb now.
Whose fault is that? Moon scoops!
That's what NASA says. And whatever NASA says must be right.
Well.
So,
I want to wish you a lot of luck with Space Force.
now in 2024, guess where the International Space Station is going to be? Heading for the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. It only cost $100 billion of a taxpayer dollars, and that was just our America's contribution.